Hey, welcome to Ben Mechanic Shop. So I got that Evinrude 1985. It's a 8 horsepower. And what happened the other day is that I pulled this to start it, and then the recoil snapped out of it. So the cord wouldn't go back in, and tried to wind it by end and tried to start it again, and it wouldn't start. So I tried to order the part. Well, trouble with having a nice old engine like this is the parts are obsolete for it. You can still find some of the parts, but not all of them. So now I had to do some modification in there in order to be able to get everything to work perfectly. Now the cord's going back in, and I'm going to explain to you really quick what I had to do so that if you're stuck in a situation like that, you can fix it. So that's our recoil in here. It wraps the cord around. There's a guide pin on the side here to make sure that your cord don't skip one of the groove there. And then when you pull on that cord, this here goes up, connect to your engine crank and start turning it like this, right? So what was happening, it's nothing would go back. Inside here there's a spring. There's a spring that wraps around. On the outside is bigger, and then in the inside is smaller. And then on the inside here it's all molded together, but at the bottom there is this piece here in the center. It goes through the spring, and then they're supposed to have two little tabs here. It grabs, because the spring have a piece that goes like this. Sorry, I have it all together there. It don't really took me forever to put it back together, so I don't want to take it apart to show you all this, but I explain it to you really quick there. So there's a little piece of the spring that's actually sideways like this, and then when you push this in, it actually goes on each side of it, and as you're turning here, it grabs the spring and start turning it and twisting it, and then the spring wants to go back to normal. So then when you're letting the cord go, then it spring back into place. So what I had to do here is I actually take a 7/16 bolt, and it needs to be 6.5 inch long. Now mine that I couldn't get a 6.5 inch long, so I got a 7. I chop half an inch off it, and then you just cut the end of the bolt, and then you make a groove in it. And then here I just round up the top here. But actually what I would do if I was doing it again is I would put a washer here and have the head of the bolt sticking out, because when you reinstall everything together, you wrap the cord around it, but then it's too loose to really want to wind back, so you have to kind of twist that bolt a little bit, and then after that you put the pin through it to lock it up. So with I would put it so that I actually have to be able to grab the head, because I rounded it and put it inside here, and then what I had to do is actually knock it back out a little bit so that I can grab some pliers and twist it. But anyway, so but it works like that. So now you have to drill for that little pin to go through. The hole for this was actually 5/16, so you drill it right through. There's already the hole usually through the plastic, so what I did is I just put the bit through the hole, touch the bolt on each side to make sure that I have everything center, and I took the bolt out, and then I could see where I touched the bolt with the drill bit, and then I drill it after that on the vise. The trouble is if you try to drill it in here and you keep the plastic like this, if your bits start to go sideways, then you'll make the hole bigger in the plastic and everything's gonna be loose, so you don't want to do that. So in order to do this too, you're going to take those 5/16 bolt off, those two bolts, and then you can remove this plate here. Now this plate, this spool is going to be able to go a little bit crooked in here, so you can move it out and then take it out from underneath here. And then yeah, you'll have to have this pin out so you can take that gear out and then modify everything. Now when you go to put it back in, you have to press this backwards here, because the little clip underneath here to lock it up in place and not let you twist it for if you give it too much gas here. So anyway, if you need to remove the spring inside, then you're going to have to undo those two bolts here, and then that will make that little plate come down at the bottom, because the bottom of the spring is actually like sandwiched into a groove in between this plate here and that bottom plate. So now to do this, you don't have to do all this. I had to, because of trying to measure everything and figure out how everything was working there, but you don't have to take the spring out in order to do all of this. Now when you go to put the spool back in, make sure that it actually click at the bottom here, so that it doesn't bind on you at the top when you put this plate back in. Now when you're putting everything back together, the spool is going to be crooked a little bit. That's how you have to install this plate on there, and make sure that you put this gear back on, because it won't fit beside that if you have this bolted on already. So you're putting the plate and the gear back on, and then you slide it back forward. Now there's a little hole at the bottom for this guide pin there for the cord, so make sure that you line that and you make this go onto the plate here, and then your spring here for your gear is actually around this post. Now you don't have to take any of this apart. So anyway, I hope this helps you, and then if you have any question, then you know, send me a message, and then I'll make sure that I can get back to you and explain to you how it works. If need be, then I can always take it apart and then show you guys how to connect it properly and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty simple at the end of the day. Just a 7/16 bolt, 6.5 inch long in there, with the groove cut at the bottom. About I would say I cut it about 1/4 inch up, just to make sure I can go through this on top of the spring there, and it would be good. You know, sometime with old equipment, you don't have choice. You have to modify some stuff. So anyway, next time I'll try to do a better, like, complete video about the step-by-step. Really, when you modify stuff, you don't always know what you're getting into. So that's why I didn't film anything, because I didn't even know if I was going to be able to fix it. But everything works. The backup plan, if I couldn't fix it, was I grabbed other ratcheting adapter, so I can put a socket, a ratchet adapter on this nut here, and then I could start it with the drill. So the ratchet adapter is so that it doesn't you know, start spinning your drill or twist your arm when the engine fires up, right? Because it's gonna speed up really quick, and your drill is not going to be able to handle that, or your arm. But anyway, I still have that coming, so maybe I'll show you how to start it like this. Like that, if you're in a jam, you know what to do. The adapter is pretty cheap anyway. I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks. So yeah, hopefully this helps. Shoot me a comment if you need some help with something, and then I'll try to assist you. All right, I'll see you in the next video.